BBN Jack Frost. What's up, party people? How's everybody doing? I'm hoping everybody's having a beautiful day. Okay, so first thing I want to say is this. This is 100% a I told you so video. I just want to put the dead in the beginning of the video so everybody knows what's going on here. Do y'all remember a couple of days ago when I told you I think that they're trying to get a mistrial for this particular case? Does everybody remember that? It was just a couple of days ago we had this conversation. I don't know how many of y'all might have been in here. We was having a conversation and I said that I believe that they're trying to get a mistrial. Y'all remember that? So keep that in mind as we have this discussion. I don't like the angle right now. So keep that in mind as we're having this discussion. All right. That just previously, a couple of days ago, one of the discussions that we actually had was that there was a belief, at least I had a belief. I believe some of you guys agree with me. So I'm saying we had a belief that there was going to be a mistrial, or they were attempting to try to get a mistrial. And I'm not even going to tell you when this happened. And I'm saying that this happened during when we was discussing the opening statements for the prosecution. Remember? We was talking about the mistakes that they made and the grievances that they created and how much of a big deal that they were. And this is like, how could you even do something like this? And if we're looking at what happened with the YNW Melly trial, which I also, I believe, cited in that video, one of the things in which I said is that they probably messed up and made a big mistake at some point during their investigation, or the way that they disseminated the information to the courts this time. And they might want to redo it because they might believe that they might be able to get some things in, or they might be able to now argue and have some things out. Do y'all remember we had this conversation? I just want to be clear about this. So while we're talking about what's going on now in this case and in this trial, I just want to just let it be known that over here at the BBN Network, we were the first people that was speaking about a possible mistrial in this particular situation, and we were the first people speaking about a possible mistrial in the YNW situation that turned into a mistrial. I just want to be clear on this because I be telling y'all we be talking real court over here. I don't know if everybody's listening. With that being said, I want to get to the show. So, do I have anything else to be talking about? Hold on. We're gonna do roll call at the 5-minute mark. We're gonna give some people an opportunity to get up in here. Could y'all please hit that like button so we can send out some notifications? The question, we have a question up there. You are free to. This is an easy way to get into the conversation, is by answering the question. So if you're someone and you're in the chat, and you're trying to figure out, or you would like to interact with me, and you would like to the easiest way that you could do this is just by simply answering the question that we have proposed at the top, or whenever the question changes, you can then answer that question also. That's the easiest way to get into the conversation with us and make sure that we're all on point and doing everything that we're doing to make sure that there's good content being created over here. Because I know that you guys that come into the chat and you're a part of our community, I know that you want to be a part of the good content. So the question that we have right now is, do you remember when we discussed that the government might want a mistrial in this particular case I'm talking about? Because we had this discussion like 3 or 4 days ago. So I'm hoping someone remembers. If you don't worry about it. And we have the poll up currently that you can also comment on and hopefully go vote on. And the question is, do you think there was someone, pardon me, do you think that there was someone filmed? Freaking Lee, I got to redo that question. Let me redo that question. I'm in that poll. The question just, it makes no sense. I got like 5 words in and it was like, what was you thinking, fam? Let me put the question back up real quick. Do you think that there was some, I guess, malfeasance or purpose or, okay, so hold on. So I now I see why the question looks like that. Do you think that, do you think the jury was filmed on purpose to cause problems for the trial? How does that sound, right? Right? That sounds good. This is right in my way. Cause, right? This is right in my way. Right? I got pressed that button twice and I forgot to hit the space bar. So yes, no, and just to see results, right? All right, so do please let me put a damn question mark. I forgot to put a question mark, but it's a poll, so y'all know there should be one there. Do you think the jury? Do you think the jury was filmed purpose to cause problems with the trial? I'm not fixing it again. you understand what the question is. I don't think the other question was proposed appropriately previously, so I think it's looks a little bit better now. It's just still bad English. But I said the damn way I should have wrote it. I just didn't write it the way that I said it. It is what it is. I'm not fixing it. It's gonna mess with me. Okay. Do you think the jury was filmed on purpose to cause problems with the trial? I don't know how I forgot the word on, but I don't think that should be difficult for us to be able to see in there, right? So we're just gonna leave it the way it is. With that being said, that's the question. You could also go. All right, so where we at? We're at the 5 minute mark. Let's do roll call real quick and then get to the show. Shout out to Brandon Washington. He says, "Good morning over there, my brother. How was you doing? Hope everything is going fine with you and yours." I see 183rd is in here. Bees. This is Brandon Washington. How are you telling somebody else to do what they do? Shout out to Brandon Washington. He's engaging in the conversation. I'm gonna mind my business. Shout out to 183rd. Appreciate you pulling up. What up, Manti from BK? Salute. He says, "Good morning. Hope everything is going well with you and yours." What up, AP? Says salute for salute. Humboldt Park. Okay, Humboldt Park. He says AP from Chi-Town. Why is he calling out where other people are from? Like, what's going on with you? Like, hey, fam. I mean, I'm not upset and angry at nobody, but let's focus on the conversation as best as we can. With that being said, I want to be clear about something. I don't want there to be no misunderstanding. This is literally a reason for there to be a mistrial. This is reason for them to literally just stop the process of the trial right now as we speak. I'm going to explain this real quick for everybody that don't know. So let's talk about the YNW Melly trial for a second. It gets all the way to the end. They take it, they send it to the jury, and what happens? The jury goes back for what, a day or two? And then all of a sudden the judge says, you know what, if they can't figure it out in the next 4 hours, we're just going to say it's a mistrial. Now, initially when that happened, what was I saying? I said there has to be at least one juror that is not gonna, no matter what, isn't gonna change their position. Remember, we all said that here. So after it was all over, now they going for the second trial, whatever. And then we find out that YNW Melly and his people had names, numbers, pictures, photos, identifications of some and people might I also add that never even came to court. So it's not like they came to court themselves. Somebody had to give them this information, correct? So then we find out that YNW Melly and his people had this information, and it's not hard to believe that a juror was pressured and scared for one reason or another. It's not hard to get there. So to have one of the journalists in the courtroom, I got the pillows backwards. So to have one of the journalists in the courtroom, photographer, they're a journalist to a degree, right? I'm putting photographers in the same category as journalists. It is a visual journalism, right? So for the photography guy to then photo the front row of the jury, it's just hard for me to look at that and see that it's just an error that somebody is going to make a mistake. Because first of all, just so we could be clear, that's bad positioning for the damn camera, that the camera could even be in a position to get the face of the front of the jury. Why isn't the camera positioned in a position so that even if it caught any other jurist, it would be the back of their heads or at least the side or worst? In that situation, they wouldn't even be able to get the front of the damn jury box. So I'm not sure entirely what was filmed, just so we could be clear. But the point is, this is not an error that should have been made. This is not the first error that has been made. And it seems like these errors and these mistakes that's being made, it's not from the defense. The defense team is not creating these situations. What was one of the first things I told you about this judge? I'm not a big fan of him. You seen his earring he had another day? He had a damn fabulous earring in his ear the other day. He had a damn Evander Holy, I mean, a Mayweather freaking diamond earring in his ring in his ear the other day. Y'all seen that? He had it on the side that's the opposite of the side of the camera. So you can really only see it when he turned his head all the way. So this is what we dealing with. I'd rather have the damn guy that's the judge in the Trump situation, because he looked like a whole goofball. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? It looks like he's gonna be pretty fair. This guy right here, I don't know. And y'all always talk about what constitutes the jury, whether the jury is how many black people on the jury, and y'all, if you got a white judge, y'all so mad. But then at the same time, you will acknowledge that many black people, when they get to high levels of authority, they aren't necessarily the black people that we want to hold those positions. You will acknowledge that. Now think about that for a moment. I told y'all that they messed up them the YNW trial. I told you when it happened because we was watching that, right? I told you when it happened. They already screwed up. I'm going to talk about the first witness that took the stand in 2 seconds. But they already screwed up. I don't know how they screwed up. I have no idea. We're going to have to watch the rest of the trial. But they made a mistake. We just don't know what it is yet. I promise you they did. They're leaving so many different reasons for there to be a mistrial. And it's not the defense team doing it. It's the prosecutors. It's the damn lady already brought up the possibility of a mistrial. One of the prosecutors. Let's just be clear on that point. Shout out to Arthur D. Glass. He says, "Good morning, BBN families. Blessings, Frost. Blessings to you, my fine brother. I was gonna say fine feathered friend. It was a Batman 1960s reference." I'm in a good mood. Whenever I'm in a good mood, I gotta watch myself, because what's gonna happen is I'm gonna start all types of. I'm trying to pin this damn comment, and this shit is doing everything else other than giving me to the thing. There you go. Shout out to my computer for holding me back for like 2 seconds so I could make that joke. All right, we got 14 votes so far. Do you think the jury was filmed on purpose to cause problems in the trial? Do you think the jury was filmed on purpose to cause problems for the trial? 29% so far said yes. 29% said no. 43% just wanted to see what was going on. 14 people voted. I also want to acknowledge that by that happening, the only thing they can be doing is saying that the accused is going to go after the jury. They can't say that the police. You get what I'm saying? Like, it don't make sense for them to be like, man, the police might go get these jurors. That don't make sense. So there's also, and that's why you got to play this. That's why the defense team can make a complaint, but their complaint can't be but so big. Because if their complaint is big, then you're making an admittance that your guys is dangerous and they might hurt the jury, because the police isn't going to hurt the jury. The authorities, they already know who they are. They're hired by them. So you got to be careful with this. So do you understand what they're setting up? Do you understand what they believe? Or at least how they're trying to prevent themselves if an error happens? Pay attention. I'm not even saying they're wrong. I'm just telling you what they're doing. We don't really know the extent. Whether these young men are found guilty or innocent, we don't know the extent of their actual guilt. You understand? Like, just because you get found guilty, that don't mean you're guilty, and just because you get found innocent, that don't mean that you're innocent. Court of law is something totally different. And I think that that's the misconception that people have. They think that if you get found guilty, that means that you were guilty. No, you were found guilty. But do you know how many people are innocent? You know how many people have been getting exonerated through DNA evidence? You know how many people they just had the dude. He lost his appeal just recently. What's her name? Kim Kardashian was trying to help him get the pill. See murder, and you had witnesses recanting testimony. Now, at the end of the day, we don't know. I don't know what to think about that. But the point in which I'm trying to make, we have people getting exonerated right and left every day. The real from the fake says, I say that it was done so they could fix things that they moved to slow on, and they knew that the judge would dismiss the case. I don't think the judge is ready to dismiss. That's a interesting perspective, just so I can be clear. But I don't personally think that the judge is ready to dismiss the case. I think it was done, I guess, to extrapolate out of that, kind of, I guess, a cousin of that idea would be so that later on, if things aren't going well, you get it? We need a second bite at the apple. Now we know what works and we know what don't. We know what the jury gravitates to. We know what the jury doesn't appreciate. We get a second bite at the apple. I don't know how fair that is, but because I don't know the situation, so I don't know how fair that is. Let's talk about real quick. Did y'all see the first? Oh, you think the judge is getting fed up with the tricks and games going on? I found something pretty interesting. So, I if I think any of us would be getting fed up with that, just so we could be clear. Like, if any of us was doing anything in any capacity and we were trying to be patient, and we had individuals that were preventing us from meeting our marks and you know uh, getting to where doing the things that we was trying to do. We got time limits, we got resource protocol, things like that, right? So I think that anybody would be getting fed up. So, and who wants to deal with BS? I know I don't like dealing with BS. So who wants to deal with BS? So I'm just saying, tell me where to lie at. He do look at times like he's getting fed up, but I saw him rule on something that I found pretty interesting. And when he made the ruling, see, I wasn't in the courtroom. Once again, you know how fair a judge actually is. It's when you're in the courtroom and the conversations that you see them having when the jury's not around. We can't see those conversations because we're not in the courtroom. But those conversations are very, very important. It's in those moments you can truly see whether that judge has any kind of bias or not. And they're not going to act biasly, but you can hear his reasoning for why he's making his rulings. And when you can see their reasoning why they're making those rulings, those are really beneficial, you know? So I'm not in the courtroom. I don't know what to tell you. I can't tell you precisely how. um I'm trying to you just when you're in the courtroom, there's just certain things you can see that you just can't see, or certain things I'm able to see and witness and pay attention to. And they're just things that I personally pay attention to. I'm not going to say what they are specifically. I just explained something, but that's something that's common. And you can see the consistency of the judge, especially with his multiple rulings. Um, the reason why I speak highly of Judge Clot and Judge Engelmeyer is because not just when they gave their rulings, their rulings were consistent. Like whenever they had to do that same ruling for the other party, even though it was over a different matter, it was about the same principle. It was consistent. At no time were they inconsistent. So I could respect that. I don't know how consistent this judge is being because I can't see the things that he's saying and not saying. I only can see what they're playing. You understand? So I don't know if he's really getting fed up or if it's all just a game. The dude got a whole Deion Sanders earring in, fam. This might be all part of the game. Fair? Is that fair? Hold on, give me 1 second. I wanted to tell y'all about something. Shout out to my daughter's mother. I'm not gonna say her name because I don't want nobody going and tracking her down to give her problems. Shout out to my daughter's moms. And I'm looking for an app. You ever got an app that you need to look at, but you don't know the fucking name of the app? You just know it because when the information comes in, you see the alert, but you don't know how the app look. Yeah, so I be going through those problems. In any regard, so there is a show that is shot out here in Coney Island. There is I haven't gotten the opportunity to look at the show yet. I saw a couple of clips. You might find it interesting. The name of the show is The Cycle. You should pull up to this. We have season 1, episode 1 here. This is how it will look when you go to your YouTube. Go pull up, check them out, go see what's happening with them. They're shooting it out here apparently. It got almost 300K views, so it looks like something that's probably worth a good look or two. Go check it out. And I'm gonna also look at how many episodes do they got over here. I see another one, and this is previously on the cycle. Hey, these dudes is, and it's 30-minute. This one is 33 minutes. I don't know how long they generally are, but no, go check it out. It's called The Cycle. Has at least 2 episodes, so there's at least a good hour of entertainment in there for you. Go make yourself some nice coffee or a cup of cocoa. Drop some of them damn marshmallows in it. Get you some what's some things? S'mores, maybe an open flame, and turn on your iPad and check out The Cycle. Yo, so they're filming that shit over there. I would like to get involved in that. I would like to be a part of the project. I could probably act a line or two. Just give me like one line and shit. I just want you don't see me in the background of a scene. Can I get a bacon, egg, and cheese? That'd be my whole line. Can I get a beef, bacon, egg, and cheese? That'd be my whole line. I'd be like, I'm a star. With that being said, let's get back to what we're talking about real quick. Shout out to The Cycle. Yeah, so they're shooting that out here apparently. And no, honestly, I'm trying to. Hopefully, I can go. Roll up on these guys, see what they're doing. Maybe get some behind the scenes. Maybe talk to a couple of them. Get some posts on in interviews. Maybe we see what we could do with these guys. And I would definitely f with them though. Definitely, I would definitely f with them though. I would definitely have one. Anyway, in any regard, I don't know. It's different. I live in Coney Island now. Yeah, I don't know if no, I definitely no. I like the guy though. The guy that sent it to me, I fuck with him. Nah, I would definitely fuck with them. Anyway, yeah. Anyway, it's a long story. Yo, look, I'm getting to the show. Fuck with him. Yeah, so I'll definitely fuck with him. I fuck with him. It don't matter. So I got a couple of things I want to say, and I want to be clear about this. I don't want there to be no misunderstanding. First witness takes the stand. I'm going to shoot through everything he said, and I'm going to say something, and every single person was surprised. Before he didn't mention. Remember yesterday I was like, yo, watch him mention Donovan. I forgot his last name. My apologies. R.I.P. That he was going to mention Big Nut, right? R.I.P. Big Nut, right? The prosecution cut off questioning and just ended. Did all of the asking to do who he was that took a fuck part of my language forever. Had him explain gang culture, how they pursue gang activity, what is considered gang activity. Had him lay down so much groundwork. Like the foundation was built. And then she just ended questioning. It was so bananas. It was so bananas that the cameraman just swung the camera around to the courtroom. Everybody's face is like, what? I told you they fucked up. I said, I don't know how they fucked up, but they fucked up. I told you they, part of my language. I told you they messed up. They messed up. The judge knows they messed up. The other attorneys know they messed up. I told y'all they messed up. She ended her questioning. The cameraman swung the camera around to get a reaction shot of the courtroom. It was instinctual because people were gasping. And that content creator that it's in every cameraman's heart told him, I got to get a picture of this. So he turned the camera. Shalom. So he turned the camera. And you see everybody's face in the courtroom and they don't even know what's going on. None of this makes sense. They effed up. Don't be surprised if there's another mistrial because they're going to need another shot at it. Now, I was thinking about this. How much money is this trial costing Atlanta? Because is it making Atlanta money? I am not fluent, so I prefer for English to be spoken into the chat. But I appreciate uh, the love, which I'm assuming that was. I appreciate it, but I'm not fluent, so I prefer that English be spoken in the chat. I think that I was pretty fair. Thank you. Because I saved the chat for people to be able to come in later and see. If you're saying something, somebody might try to attribute that to our page. So you're not saying anything, right? And I'm here with that. But there are people that will take advantage of that opportunity and try to get me flagged. I have to be mindful of that. So if I don't have somebody in the chat that could speak said language, relatively fluidly. I mean, I'm not explaining it for you at this point. I'm just explaining it because I don't want anyone to feel like I'm trying to stifle their ability to spread their culture or our culture. Definitely appreciate it. With that being said, um, get back to what we're talking about. The mistake that they might have made, I don't think they were able to get something into evidence. I'm going to tell you why. So there's a point that they're doing uh she's questioning dude, right? And so while she's questioning dude, there's a point where they're having a problem with the way that she's proposing the question. And it keeps getting uh objected, and then uh the judge let it go through about 2 or 3 times, but there was one specific time the judge did not let it go through, and she had to keep re-asking the question. So I'm gonna explain something about tactics in courtroom real quick for the uninitiated. So let's say you have a piece of evidence that you want to be in evidence. You're like, this is evidence for us. And during pretrial motions, the judge says, well, I don't see how that's evidence. That just seems like it's prejudicial. It's not going to be allowed. But you say, well, you know, you say your objections, and then the judge allows, under certain specific requirements, you can mention it in court to the jury. But that's only if you can meet a different barometer for it to be applicable to the conversation. Do you understand? So what happens is you'll call up the witness that particular piece of evidence is attached to, and you'll ask them questions trying to get to the threshold where the judge will allow for you to be able to use that particular piece of evidence. What I think happened is they might not have met that threshold. I believe there was some evidence that probably was not able to be allowed in the court. Now, once again, I wasn't there during the pretrial. I wasn't there to before the day started where I could sit in the courtroom and I could really analyze what's going on. I wasn't there to do none of the stuff that I do. There's other people in the courtroom trying to do all of this stuff that I'm talking about. So this isn't like I'm telling you anything and anybody else doesn't have the opportunity or isn't already trying to do these things that I'm speaking of. I'm just saying that I do it at a different degree than other people do. At least I have that belief in myself. Shout out to the Most High. Glory be to God. Tribes of Issachar says, did you hear about the blogger named Trenches being a paid informant who testified FBG Duck murder case? Yes. We could talk about that also, just so we could be clear. We could talk about that. We at the 34-minute mark. Usually at the 36-minute mark is when I'm like, we could talk about everything. But we at the 34-minute mark. I could comment on that. What up, Mike Jones? Salute. So I'll say this much about the trenches thing, and we could talk about this. Just give me a minute and we'll finish up with this conversation. I would love to talk about that trenches shit today. There's a lot of bloggers who work with the police. I've been telling y'all I've been putting y'all on the game for mad years. So I don't wanna, and I want to be clear about this. I'm not saying, okay, so depending on what you're trying to do with your platform, you have to work in concert with the police, meaning I'm not going to the police and trying to figure out how to do police work. I'm trying to go do some other shit. And I have to go to the police, or I have to have a relationship with the police to get some whole other thing done that got zero to do with getting people arrested. You understand what I'm saying? That's working in concert with the police. I will work in concert with the police for something like that, a project. Why do you? When I see when they're in my community and they're doing community relations stuff, you see what I do? I pull up, I ask them questions, I show in the community when they're doing community relations things. I'm not that guy, fam. I'm not out here to say F the police. I'll explain that in 1 second. And I'm not out here to help the police do their job. Because if I wanted to do that, I would have signed up to be a police officer. Why would I want to do the job of helping crooks get arrested and I don't even want to carry a gun? I just want to be a regular guy doing it. I don't. I'm sorry. That's just. I'm sorry. It just doesn't make sense to me. Anyway, so I will work in concert with the police. Also, I am just a regular guy. I'm not no street dude. If you do something to me, that means that the police need to be called. Don't be surprised when they're knocking at your door. Don't do nothing to me. I don't want no smoke with you. Don't want no smoke with me. I'm a whole regular person. I'm not trying to be no street nigga. I don't want to know about your crimes. I don't want to be a part of your crimes. I'm not trying to help you let the world get famous about your crimes. If you're doing some other shit and we want to do some good stuff for the community, boom, hit me. I'm here for you. If you want to figure out how to rob a bank, or I don't know, any other thing that the police might want to talk to me about, no, I'm not here for you. I don't want to do none of those things. Copy? Now, I'm going to say something real quick. Go look at how these niggas is moving. People like Trenches. They want to know about all your crimes. They want you to come on their platform to talk about your crimes. They want to talk about how much they hate the police. They want the whole world to know they hate the police. These is the same dudes that's out here snitching on y'all. Same exact dudes. You can literally watch and look and see which are the freaking content creators that when people go on their platform, the next thing that happens is they got problems with the police. It's so obvious, and it's not really just only Vlad. Vlad is for the big shit, the big fish. Y'all just, all a dude gotta say is that F the police, and then now y'all just D-rodding. That's all. I'm not gonna say F the police. There's women out here that need the police to take care of them and they single families. They don't got a husband at home. There's regular individuals that don't want to risk going to prison because you a whole sucker. I'm not here to hate the police. I'm here to hate corruption at any level of authority. Whether it's the police or whether it's the school bakery. Bake sale. That's what I don't like. Corruption. Because Satan cannot create. Satan can only corrupt what God has made good. Think about that for a moment. The next time you listen to somebody talk crazy about another person and you agree with them. When you in your grandest state about to do some of the best things in your life, Satan is going to come to you and give you the opportunity to do some of his work, to move you a little bit further away from God. Are you out there helping people get vengeance on others? Just something to think about. God loves all of us. Every last one of us. He just does not love sin. So when Satan want to move you away from God because God is about to give you a breakthrough, he brings that thing into your life that'll cause for you to sin. So he can move you further away from God and further away from your breakthrough. Sometimes people think I'm looking at them and I'm angry, when in reality, I'm looking at them and I'm just disappointed. Like, why can't you want more for yourself? Like, forget what you want for me. Forget what you want for others. How could you not want more for yourself? How can't you not want yourself to win? People just be thinking I'd be angry. I'd be disappointed. You can hate me. You can hate whoever you want to hate. But when you don't love yourself enough to want your own self to win, when you're so busy putting out negative energy, moving yourself further away from God, that's your daily rituals. That's your daily behavior. That's what you look forward to doing when you wake up in the morning. That's the real reason why I believe so many black men end up in prison for crimes that they didn't commit. They moved themselves so far away from God that there was no protection when Satan came for their gift. Satan saw they had a gift and put them in jail. And they moved themselves so far away from God that God couldn't protect them. And that's why they in jail for a crime they didn't do. Why do you think so many people get in trouble their first time? Just telling you, fam. Nobody can't come to me and convince me to go do evil to you, even if I don't like you. Even if your energy don't sit well with my energy. They can't convince me to come do evil to you. Because all they be trying to do is they mad at you, but they doing harm to me. They causing for me to move further away from my protection. They causing me to move further away from God. Now, if you not looking at your behavior in that manner, how could you say that you love yourself? I'm here. I'm listening. You can put it in the chat. Explain it to me. If you're not actively thinking about how every individual thing that you do moves you closer or further away from God, at least in the capacity of I'm at least not trying to do anything that's overtly cruel, how could you say you love yourself? Shout out to hold on. Do you think the jury filmed on purpose to cause problems with the trial? 39% said yes, 26% said no, 35% just here for the vote, just here to see the results. 31 people voted. I don't know if there's gonna be a mistrial or not. I don't have the slightest idea. This who knows. But I do think this. I do think that some of the issues that's being created just because there's going to be such a high level of an appeal, a possibility of an appeal, I wouldn't be surprised if at some point the judge just then mistrials it. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Like, imagine y'all get a conviction, but there's so many problems inside the trial that it shouldn't be, that it's plausible that they'll be able to go and win an appeal. That wouldn't be beneficial to the judge. Judges don't like their names on cases that has been appealed. That looks bad for them. You understand why the mistrial is a thing that the judge might call? Do you understand why the prosecution's office making these mistakes is even worse than the defendant's attorneys making these mistakes? Say what it is. Somebody hit me up this morning and had just kind words for me. I definitely appreciate it. I'm trying to bring the Tonight Show back. My sleep schedule is just really hectic at the moment, and it seems like I'm just exhausted around the 8-9 o'clock area, because when I didn't have to do the Tonight Show, I changed my sleeping schedule so I could get more work in the morning. Like I've been telling y'all, I kind of wake up at like 3 o'clock now. So I've been waking up like 3-4. So I'm trying to get my sleeping schedule aligned appropriately, to make it a little bit easier for me to get on and do the Tonight Show. But so we've gotten this rig back up. Expect the Tonight Show tonight. I'm just gonna have to find a good amount of time during the course of the day to take a nice nap at some moment. I have to take a nice nap. Take a nice nap at some point. Let's go. Not sure which topic y'all want to discuss. Do y'all want to stay on the trenches news topic, or if you want to stay traversing the Young Thug topic? Ironically so, in the Young Thug situation. Okay, so one of the things that I'm always trying to express to you is it's not the defense's job to prove innocence. That is not the defense's job. That's like one of the easiest ways to just screw everything up, and the next thing you know, that this your guy gets convicted. It's not your job to prove your innocence. It's your job to prove that the other guys do not have a case. So you're not up there to say, "Look, my guy didn't do it, and these are the reasons." Don't let Perry Mason or all these other shows fool you. That is not your job. The attorney's job is to go up there and show that the other guys do not have a case. That's it. That's their job. That's it. Just so we can be clear. They're like, yo, look, these guys do not have a case. That thing that they said don't make sense. This thing that they said don't make sense. And they exaggerating. Now they just flat out lying. My guy wasn't there. Do you get it? If your case is predicated on saying, my guy didn't do this, pardon me, my guy really did this, my guy really did that, my guy really, you're giving them information that they don't need to know. Talking about the jury. If you're in court, you're not supposed to be given an alibi. Your alibi didn't work. You in court. Saying what you actually did don't matter, even if you innocent. You have to explain how the evidence they have don't line up with the facts or the truth of the matter. Period. They said they got 300 witnesses, fam. They got 300 witnesses, fam. That's bananas. That's bananas. What they need is another judge. I think they need to change judges. But I told you that when they first started using that judge. I told you I didn't really care for the dude. I think they need to change the judges. Need a different judge for this guy. This guy's terrible. Yeah, that guy's terrible. Different thing. So if Trenches has been an FBI informant this whole time, then who has he been snitching on? I'm gonna say that again. If Trenches has been an FBI informant this whole time, who has he been snitching on? So you mean to tell me when they came to him, he took the check? Because they come to everybody, by the way. They test the waters. This isn't me shooting. It's just me stating facts. They come to everybody. They test the waters. Hassan Campbell says so much shit that be real, but so many wild things is happening around him that people aren't taking it seriously. But Hassan Campbell, he says, and this is the main reason why I really don't ever really want to. Hassan Campbell be saying some shit that be real. There's a couple of dudes out there, but I'm just gonna say his name specifically. But they pull up on everybody, fam. Some content creators is only beefing with you because they working for somebody. All right? That's it. Somebody pulled up on you, asked you to do something that you said you didn't want to do. Now they paying somebody else to come after you because you didn't do what they wanted you to do. I'm just saying what it is, man. That happens. Why do you think there be these pages that be so little and so small, and then you see them always getting like mad drops and they pages just looking mad lit, but they be having super tiny pages, like not even 10K, not even 5K. Why do you think that be happening? What do you really think is going on? What do you think really be happening to these pages that the people be making content, they be getting 100K views, 200K views, and all of a sudden now they get 200 views? What do you think is really happening? Some people can't be bought. That's all that's happening. Some people can't be bought. Once they find out you can't be bought, your life is shit. They're gonna try to F your life up and put you into a situation until where they can buy you. They're gonna keep coming, they're gonna keep offering. And you just gotta just stick it out and just hope somebody pull up on you that is against them. When somebody pull up and fuck with you that's against them, then you win. They ain't the only ones out there. I hate that happens. I'm trying to do a thing, you know what I'm saying? There we go. All right, which I want to talk about, put it in the chat. But yeah, that's why I keep trying to say, when y'all talk about what Hassan Campbell is going through, somebody literally hit me up and tried to give me names of people that was allegedly involved in the Hassan Campbell situation. Hassan Campbell, what he's going through, a lot of y'all is laughing and all this other shit and joking and everything else. But if you really think what he's just going through is only because he's beefing with niggas online, that's it, like, then you don't get it. Yeah, nah. Yeah, people pull up. People pull up. Like, people pull up. People pull up. You get offers. Like, you get offers. You just gotta be respectful and decline. That's all. They got issues after that. That's on them. You be respectful. You decline. Everybody get offers. You understand? So that's why I don't laugh at Hassan Campbell. You understand? That's why I don't laugh at him. So yeah, it's like now when I go to the supermarket, right? So check this out. So since I called y'all out about the old dude, because they do a rotation. So there's this one dude that he looks like he might be a European, right? But he looks like he comes straight from one of them damn Russian movies. I watch a lot of European movies and television shows. Them shits be lit, fam. I watch a lot of films in other languages with subtitles. I just recently stopped watching that type of shit. But generally speaking, I watch a lot of shit with subtitles. I watch a lot of foreign language films. A lot. You understand what I'm saying? Especially Korean films. Korea, they makes good television out there. I promise you. Some of the stuff is absolutely bananas and bonkers. Where do y'all think Squid Games came from? That's from Korea. They got a lot of dope ass shit out in Korea. I promise you. Anyway, also in is that the Ukraine or is that just, I don't know, specifically like Eastern European, I guess, right? So I guess, I mean, I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, so they take turns and they just follow me. I don't know I don't know what the fuck they follow me for. I don't even know what it is. I just think that I don't know what it is. I honestly don't know what it is. See, I called out the old dude the other day in the supermarket when I was yelling at I was yelling at them. I was yelling at the people in the supermarket. Go watch your footage. You're gonna see that old dude be following me around. I'm not capping. I think they went and watched the footage. I'm not capping. That old dude, he following me around, fam. I'm not capping. I think they went and watched the footage. I told you the dude was standing behind. The dude was standing behind the potato chip rack like this, man. It was like a potato chip rack there, and the dude was. It was a potato chip rack, man. And the dude was standing behind the potato chip rack like this, staring at me. It's bananas. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you, fam. I was dying, fam. Like inside, I was just like, I can't believe. I mean, on the side, I was laughing my ass off, but outwardly, and I was just like, what in the hell? Yeah, so they might have told that guy he gotta sit out a couple of days while they send some other people in there. So, my fault, fam. I cut into your bread and shit. I don't know what you was using your money for. Maybe for like Vicks Vapor Rub. I don't have the slightest idea. I don't know what he was using his monies for. I don't know what the... What else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. We only an hour into the show. Yeah, but that trenches dude. There's a lot of dudes like that trenches dude. There's a lot of niggas out here that snitches, and they content creators, and y'all love them. I mean, I told y'all love them. Y'all love them because they go out there, talk about fuck the police. They go out there, they always want to hear all y'all gang stories. They go out there, they want y'all to talk about all the shit that could get y'all niggas to go to jail. And y'all want to talk about y'all glory days. It is what it is. Niggas don't understand why I really don't be wanting to talk about niggas' glory days but so much. Like, if we gonna talk about something, let's do it the right way. I don't want to do it in no manner that anybody could get caught up. So don't come talk to me about some shit you ain't already did time for. Don't come talk to me about nothing that's ongoing. I don't want to know about no crimes. I don't want to get involved in no crimes. I don't want to know how much of a bad guy you are. As far as I'm concerned, with me speaking to you right now, you are a law-abiding citizen. Anything that you telling me about is shit that you already dealt with the police on. So if you haven't dealt with the shit on the police, please don't come tell me about it. If you got away with it, please don't tell me about it. I don't want to know, fam. These niggas want to know. I don't know how y'all want to tell them. But when y'all pull up on me and I'm trying to not really want to know your war stories that could get you killed up, y'all think I'm hating. Nah, I'm just not an agent. I also, that doesn't fantasize. I'm not fascinated by most of that shit. So this isn't this. I'm just not fascinated by most of this shit. I'll tell you some stories that you won't believe, and they be 100% true. Some of them I'm involved, some of them I'm not. Some of them is just shit that I saw and shit I know about. And I'll tell you some stories, and I promise you, you wouldn't even believe this shit. It sounds like some of this shit is just shit straight out of a movie, fam. So no disrespect. I don't want to know why you should be going to jail, even though you a free man. If you dealt about the shit, then come talk to me. If you ain't deal with the shit with the police, I don't want to know about it. Because when your man snitch on you, I don't want you to think it was me. Get it? Your man, when he snitch, I don't want you to think it was me. When one of these other bloggers snitch, I don't want you to think it was me. If I don't know about it, you can't think it's me. Boom. I'm different, fam. I'm not trying to get clout. Just so we could be clear. And don't bring me around no crimes. I don't want to be. I don't want to be. Please don't. I get it. Like, I'll believe you. You don't got to tell me you the man. All right? Because it don't matter to me. It only matters to me how we get down. It only matters to me how our relationship is. It don't matter to me if the rest of the world think that you're the best person at this or the best person at that or the worst person at this or the worst person at that. Do we get along? Remember, God, the world so hated God. So why would it matter if the world don't like you? That don't mean I shouldn't like you. The world hates God. I love God. What sense would it make for me to not like you because somebody told me I can't like you? What sense would that make? You understand how easy it is to break down who God sent and who Satan sent? It's easy. It's not hard. It's not hard. It's not hard to tell who God sent and who Satan sent. It's not hard. It's really easy. We got 38 votes so far. Says, do you think the jury was filmed on purpose to cause problems? I'm gonna let this stay up there for 2 more minutes, and then we're gonna end this vote, and we're gonna get a different vote going on real quick. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about? Put it in the chat. I'm gonna be right back. If anybody wondering why we're not outside, it is cold as hell outside. I walked to the store, my feet was like, is you serious? Funny thing also, so I'm in the store. So there was some chick in the store, super thick. I ain't gonna get. So anyway, so she was in the store. She was talking about something. I don't know. I think she was just, she was being pretty friendly and nice to everybody. She wasn't just talking to me or whatever the case was. I don't think she was talking to me at all, to be honest with you. Anyway, so she was talking to whatever the case is. So when I'm leaving out the store, I hear somebody say, I guess she was like being friendly and I was supposed to say something also back at her. But I didn't. And the main reason was, I'm just going to be honest with you, and I'm not trying to, oh man, a little bit warm with coffee. I'm just going to be honest with you, and I'm not trying to come sideways. I was just happy to be in the store with a black woman that wasn't talking crazy to me. Like, so I was enjoying her conversation, even though she wasn't talking to me, so I appreciate it. That's a fact. Shout out to that young lady. She was thick as shit. She was like taller than me though. And like I don't really go for chicks taller than me, but she was like taller than me. I've dated chicks taller than me. I've dated chicks a lot taller than me, just so we can be clear. But I don't generally go for chicks that's taller than me. She was a little taller than me though. I think she was cute. I don't know if she was cute. She was thick as shit though. I'd be scared of them thick, real super thick girls. I'm gonna tell you because I want a thick girl, like who don't, but I also don't want a ghetto chick, like who do. I mean, we all in the hood, fam. But I don't want somebody I gotta argue with every 5 minutes outside in the street. Some guys do, but I don't. Some guys do, but I don't. You understand what I'm saying? I don't really. I was dating a chick before, and that was the situation. And so I don't. That's not something I ever want to ever happen again. It wasn't a good situation. It was a terrible situation. Shout out to and she was I was in so much love with her. That's what made the situation worse. Shout out to Jay Tizzy with the $10 drop. Definitely appreciate you, my brother. You the whole man over here doing all of the things. Jay Tizzy pulls up to the saloon. He walks in. He has on a whole Prince robe. He doesn't have on purple though. He has on beige. It's beige and lavender. He comes into the saloon. He walks past the bouncer. The bouncer daps him up. He gives him a little bow. The bouncer does. He walks in. He has on his whole Prince robe. Under his Prince robe, he's dressed in all leather. He has leather pants on, leather chaps on top of the leather pants. He has on a leather vest. He has under his leather vest a leather button-up shirt with a leather tie. He walks up to the bartender. The bartender says, "How you doing today?" He says, "Can I have me a coffee? Can I also have me a sarsaparilla?" Then he looks upstairs and he says, "And I want the rest of my $10 to cover the ladies." Shout out to Jay Tizzy pulling up to the saloon for breakfast. Why is the light shining so bright off of that like one part? Like, could I turn this? Like, shit, fam. Like that one little spot right there. The light is just hitting me right there. So I gotta move this over. This is very. It's making it look to me like I got like I don't know. I just didn't like it. I didn't like that lighting. That's better. All of the things. He had a whole Prince robe on. Um. All right. So. All right. So. Just so we could be clear, what do y'all want to stay on? Is there a different topic y'all want to discuss? One. Two, do y'all want to stay on the Young Thug conversation? There's not much happening in court today except for yesterday, except for absolute insanity because they built up their witness, just so I could be clear, to talk about gang activities and talk about the gang activities that would have been associated with Young Thug. And then they get to the point where they're gonna supposed to do that, and they did nothing. Literally laid down all of the groundwork and then said, I rest my and then said, I'm done with this witness. What are you talking about? You know what? Shout out to that shit. I don't know what to tell you. Built up to get to the point to talk about how there was a problem or there was an issue with the crimes that Young Thug and his people were committing, and how we are now saying that Young Thug is the leader of this gang, had the whole gang got here. And what happened? Get to the part where he's supposed to talk about how Young Thug is committing the crimes with the gang or giving the information out to the gang to commit the crime, and then don't have nothing else to do with that particular guy. Says, you know what? We're done with this witness. It was so bananas that the damn camera guy turned the camera around to face the whole damn courtroom. This was a moment, fam. For all that don't know. This was a moment. Sheesh. Before the camera swung around, I was like, what? I was like, because I'm watching. That's why I'm not watching the trial with y'all every day. It don't make sense. It don't make sense. I'm telling you right now, it's nonsense going on, and I'm not in the courtroom. I wish I was. Oh, so they calling them back? Billy Mack said they calling them back. I was just thinking that, by the way. Thank you for putting that in the chat. I didn't get to saying that. I didn't know if I was gonna say that. Thank you for putting it in the chat. That was a very good comment. Thank you. Sheesh. Appreciate that. Okay, so this is okay. So I'll explain what you might be talking about, Billy Mack. They most likely intend on calling multiple witnesses, at least one other witness that is going to introduce some evidence that they're then going to call him back onto the stand to speak on. That's what you're most likely talking about. That is what they're most likely going to do. But my point is that this is the beginning of the trial. This is when you lay down your case. They absolutely screwed the pooch during their opening statements. And then on their first witness, they don't even get him to say Young Thug name enough. So I'm not arguing your point. I'm saying in this moment, what they did, and proof of what I'm saying, is the camera swung around to look at the courtroom, and everybody in the courtroom also looked surprised. So it's not just me saying the thing. You gotta apologize. I apologize because sometimes I forget that I have to explain certain things. So that's on me. It's not on you. For anybody that doesn't understand how that works, basically, if you have a witness come on the stand and somebody is saying something, you can always call another witness to either confirm. He's already on the witness list on top of that. So he can always be called either to confirm or to speak on a matter that somebody else spoke on. So basically, let's say I call a witness up, right? I'm on the defense team and I call a witness up and my witness say a thing. And they're like, that's not true. He's lying. We got somebody that can testify that that thing that that person already said is not true. You understand? So that leads even more interesting. So wait, so is that why they had him as the first? You know what? Is that why they had him as the first? Also, remember, before he actually started testifying, he was already being objected against him being considered to be an expert witness. Now, this is often done. Don't get this confused. But with him specifically, they wanted him qualified as an expert after the trial, not during the trial. So I'm guessing that this might be a tactic that some people already knew was on the table. Remember, Brian Steele, for everybody that don't remember, Brian Steele was arguing that he not be considered as an expert until the end of the trial. We got to end the poll. I gave everybody an opportunity to be able to vote. So if you wanted to vote, you could have voted. I'm assuming the people that didn't vote didn't want to vote. The question was, do you think the jury was filmed on purpose to cause problems with the trial? 42% said yes. 33% said, I'm just here to see the results. And 23% said no. 42 people voted. Thank you for your vote. I definitely appreciate you guys. You guys are all the best, all of the things. I have another question up there. Start a poll. Do you think here we go. What's his name? Trenches? Do you think Trenches knows? We're still right. Right. It's when I type slow, I can't get no words correct. It's when I'm smashing the damn keyboard like a maniac. Is what. This is so frustrating. I don't know how to explain it. When I'm just not thinking about it, I'm smashing the damn keyboard. I get all the letters correct. When I'm like, I'm gonna be patient over here and do it the right way. That's when I have all the problems. You think that Trenches News will still be able to do blogging after the recent after not after the recent, after testifying. Right? That's good. In FBG duck trial. Is that good? Is he gonna have to move? Y'all think he's gonna have to move? Joust. You think he's gonna have to move? Wait, does he still live in Chicago? Does he still live in Chicago? That's what I'm curious about. I gotta cut my nails. Does he still live in Chicago? I'm curious about that. Do this dude still live in Chicago? Like, is he walking to the corner store? Is he at the gas station? Because I don't think he should be at the gas station. Yo, why nobody got to see this guy's face until the police? He started known working for the police and shit. They be like, this just in case you kill this guy by accident, we want you to know we know it wasn't an accident. They keep messing with these guys. Yo, for real. Yeah, but also I want to say this. You know, a lot of bloggers actually be put in a position where they have to start working with the police in order to make sure that they can stay alive. So stop being out here threatening these bloggers. Y'all be threatening these dudes and treating these dudes any old way. And then y'all be putting them in a position where they don't want to die. They don't really got no money. They can't move anywhere they want. They got to stay stick where they at. They got to think about their own self-protection. And 9 times out of 10, all of that shit happened because of a hater. Haters is the ones creating all of the problems, fam. That's why when people that don't like me, because some nigga hated on me, that's just God telling me who their heart is. That's it. In reality, God didn't want me around you. And he know I'm a good person. That's all that really happened. What else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. Shout out to my daughter's mother. Fam, they filmed. Let's see what our word is for the day. This is from yesterday. So we got yesterday's word, and I didn't read yesterday's word. Let me see which one they're gonna give us. I hit the one for yesterday. I give 5 stars, but I don't want to go into that screen where I gotta go type. All right, boom, 5 stars. All right, so what's the word for? They got us daily fresh. Our daily refresh today. I missed the one for yesterday. I want to apologize to y'all. Is Psalms 119, line 2. They agreed to live by his rules. They love to pray to him. God has blessed people like that. Once again, it's Psalms chapter 19, verse 2. They agreed to live by his rules. They love to pray to him. God has blessed people like that. Jesus' name, amen. Hold on 1 second. Let's see how long 119 is. I like 119, if it's what I think it is. This is dumb long, right? Yeah, this is stupid long. This is one of my favorite ones. This is too long for me to read, though. Yeah, I know Psalms are songs, right? They're songs. They're poems. We just don't know Hebrew or the native the language it was originally written in. That's all. That's what Psalms is. Songs. That one is dumb long, so we're not gonna read that because it's just too long. It's just too long. But I really don't like when that happens. I got to do a lot over here. I got to change what. Anyway, we're going to read Psalms 23 if y'all don't mind, and then we'll get back to the show. Pardon me. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. He maketh me lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me besides the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the path of righteousness for his name's sake. Yeah, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest the table before me in the presence of my enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. In Jesus' name, amen. You should be saying that prayer over your child's head before they walk out the door every day. Send them outside with their armor, the armor of God. Do you think that Trenches News will be able to do blogging after testifying the FBG duck, testifying FBG duck trial, right? So 6 people voted. 83% said yes. 17% said no. So what? What's that? 1 to 5? That ain't 1 to 5. 2 to 4? I don't know. Anyway, I think it's 2 to 4. In any regard, most people believe he's gonna continue to be able to do blogging, even though the number one thing the streets hate is a snitch. Now, when Tekashi snitched, who was the one that told y'all that there's snitches all over? Who was the one that told y'all some of the bloggers are snitching? Who the one that told y'all some of these rappers are snitching? Who are the ones that told y'all some of these music execs are snitching? It was me. Just so we can be clear. These are all rhetorical questions. Every last one of them. Who did people say was lying? Who got attacked over these claims? So they got this dude in this show called One Piece. And if you watch the anime or read the manga, one of the things you'll know is everything that he says comes to pass. But when he says it, he's not saying it like he's saying something that's real. He's just making up a thing. And then the next thing you know, the shit actually happens. So I say all that to say this. I don't know if I'm literally telling y'all, predicting the future, seeing the future, or if I'm saying something and people are just deciding to fucking do it. But I've done told y'all almost everything that's going on. Obviously, I didn't know it was this Trenches dude. It's more than him. There's a lot out there. More than you know. No, they don't use many of the dudes that's in big cities like me. They want us to destroy ourselves. It's the people that's in them little towns, that's out there in the middle of nowhere, that could be isolated, that they could keep an eye on, that they can monitor. It's hard for them to monitor people in cities. When they want you, they're not going to let you operate unless you work with them. Not everybody got the strength to not work with them. What I'm trying to explain is not all of these bloggers that's working with them is doing it because they want to. Some of them just don't got the fucking nuts to say no. That's it. That's why I tell y'all, don't come to me with no crimes. Don't come to me with no crimes. No, I'm not gonna tell nobody no names. And I don't know for certain. It's just people that I think. I mean, well, I guess they are some I know for certain. But I mean, that's just somebody telling me a thing. I don't really know for certain. I just know that somebody said a thing to me. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I don't really know. So that'll be it. Like I told you, I didn't even know about Trenches. But now you're telling me he's in Chirac. Oh man, I want to say something. This is just a nasty game, fam. This is a nasty game. This is a really nasty game. It's a really nasty game. And a lot of these dudes I think is winning ain't winning, fam. Niggas own them. Niggas own them, pardon me. They not winning. And a lot of these niggas is owned by some nigga on the block. A lot of these niggas is owned by some nigga in the industry, but they're owned. You understand? There's a reason why Puff Daddy's situation is falling apart right now. These are his past slaves coming back for revenge. You don't think that security dude that's talking about on him right now, Roger Barnes, you don't think that dude was a slave? That dude was a slave, fam. Y'all don't know about Diddy. That's it. I've been telling y'all about Diddy for a long time. Like anytime Diddy come up, I'll say something and then I'll just back up off the damn conversation for the most part. Diddy has slaves, fam, men and women. All right? Y'all laugh at making when he made them walk and get that cheesecake, but y'all don't get it. When he made them do that, y'all don't get it. All right? Shortly after he made them do that, I had a conversation with somebody. They did not laugh at that at all. They did not think that that was funny at all. And the main reason is because, you know, they was busy also telling me about some other shit that he was doing. Like he's just not really a good guy. So these niggas is own, fam. Why you think I have so many problems? I think my problems just come out of who you think is funding most of my look at the problems I be having over here, fam. You have people constantly talking about how other people are paying them money to come after me. Anyway. There's only one war, fam. All right. It's the people that want the things that God want God's will to happen, and it's the people that don't want God's will to happen. There's only one war, fam. It's literally only one war. Everything else is a mirage. Everything else is a trick. They want you to think that you're battling against trans people. They want you to think you're battling against racism. They want you to think that you're battling against human rights events. And they want you to think you're battling to save the rainforest and to stop global warming. Because while you're doing all of those things, you want to know what you're not doing? You're not worshiping the Most High. So they want you to be distracted. They want you to be hating those people. It don't matter who those people are. Because as long as you're doing that, you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. So those people could be anybody. It doesn't matter. Get it? Anything that comes into your life and doesn't bring clarity, how could God have sent it? I'll say that again. Anything that comes into your life and does not bring clarity, how could God have sent it? Anything that comes into your life and causes confusion, how could God have sent it? I hear people have the conversation, if God is good, then why does he allow bad things to happen? Okay, just so we can be clear, he gave us free will. He doesn't allow bad things to happen. We actively choose for bad things to happen. He doesn't allow for good things to happen. We actively choose for good things to happen. He allows for our will to happen. If our will causes for our actions to make something negative happen, he didn't allow that to happen. He allowed our will to happen. He allowed for us to make our independent decision. So God doesn't allow AIDS to happen, but somebody created it, and he allowed that person's decision to make such a thing to happen. Just something people don't think about, because people are like, yo, God is so good, then why does he allow bad things to happen? He doesn't. You choose to partake in negativity. Somebody else chooses to partake in negativity. Why do you think he show up for the person that somebody else does something negative to, and that person didn't do anything to deserve it? Why do you think it's so important to make sure that when you're in your season, when you're being attacked, that you don't go out into the world and do any evil yourself? Because this is when you're building up all of those blessings. When you're busy minding your business, doing nothing to nobody, and people are just hating on you. This is when you're building up all of your blessings from God. There's a reason why God says, vengeance is mine. Vengeance is his. How can he reward you if you go get revenge for a thing that somebody did to you? He can't reward you. You already got revenge. Part of the revenge against the person that's doing the thing to you, or the people that's doing the thing to you, is the reward that he is going to give you. That's part of the revenge that God bestows upon you. So how can you get your reward if you go out there and you get revenge for yourself? That's why faith is a thing. Jesus was mocked. When Jesus walked through the streets, people laughed at him in some places because of the lies that were said on him. When Jesus walked through the streets, people called him things that he was not because of the lies that were said on him. People threw rocks and stones at Jesus and hated him because of the lies that were said on him. What are you doing about the lies that people are telling you about others? What are you doing about them? Just something to think about. Which I want to talk about, put it in the chat. For all the people that be wanting us to be outside, it's cold. We not outside. We inside. It's cold. Get outside when we get outside. It's cold outside. Shout out to the people that's been reaching out to me pertaining to advertisement space. And shout out to the people that's just been reaching out to me in general. Not everybody that's been reaching out to me has been asking me about ad space. I'd be just giving people free ad space some of the time just because. Not everybody that has been reaching out to me about ad space though. I've been giving any ad space to, but people have been reaching out, talking to me about it. Shout out to that. How do you think we pay the bills over here? How you think we get in some of the situation is looking a little bit better? Shout out to the individuals that love the work. Shout out to the people who don't like the work. Like, right? Shout out to you people too. What the fuck do I care? Part of my language. Anything else y'all want to discuss? We have to, for everybody that don't know, generally speaking, we would do the show for about an hour and a half. We at the hour and 40-minute mark. If you got anything that we want to discuss, I'll discuss it. But if not, I'm gonna let y'all go. I just got other content I need to get to creating. I just got other things that I actually get paid for. Um, I just enjoy doing morning coffee, and I like doing our morning show. I like it a lot more when we have our people in here. But during the mornings, everybody's at work, so not everybody can chat on their phone. With that being said, I guess I'm gonna let y'all go. Everybody enjoy your day. Go do something worth doing. We got some work that we got to get done over here. And shout out to everybody that's been pulling up to the Amazon wish list. Once again, shout out to everybody that's been pulling up to the Amazon wish list. That has just been clutch. You have no idea. And just so we could be clear, so I had somebody contact me, and basically what they said was this: they really believed what the haters were saying for a while for specific reasons. I'm not gonna go into it, but they was like they really believed what the haters were saying, and they really felt the way. And so I want to say something. When y'all lie to people about another person and y'all trying to hurt that person so bad and trying to screw that person over so bad, and you lie to a good person about another good person, you know what you do sometimes? You hurt the good person you lied to sometimes more. Because when they find out you said a lie, like you just ruined two relationships in them. The relationship that you had with them and the relationship they could have had with the other person. You understand? You only ruined one relationship with me. You only ruined one relationship with me. I don't mean whatever. I don't really care. But so I was contacted. Shout out to the pull up to the Amazon wish list in regards to that. That was definitely appreciated. But no, if you were tricked, and I need to say this, if somebody lied to you and you was tricked, you don't owe me anything. You don't have to come back over here and do any donations. You don't have to go and purchase anything. You don't owe me anything. You understand what I'm saying? I disseminate information, and uh for many a years before the current situation, it paid my bills really, really well. Um, that's what I do. All right. I make content. I'm not a mover anymore. I used to move people for a living for over 20 years. I'm not a mover no more. I'm not your heavy lifter no more. I'm not your labor guy no more. Me not being that anymore does not make me lazy. Me changing my job does not make me lazy. Me not going back to doing something because you're trying to ruin what I'm doing to force me to go do hard labor is not me being lazy. It's okay if you believe that. But I promise you, I'm way harder working than 90% of the people on this planet. Go ask somebody that's actually worked physical labor with me, they'll tell you. I promise. They gonna tell you, I think it's a competition. That's what they're gonna tell you. That when I work, I be competing to see if I can do the most work and better work and do it the best and the most efficient. That's what they're gonna tell you. So with that being said, I really do appreciate, and I feel so blessed that I do this. And I already know God is not gonna allow me to fail. So it's already written. Uh, I appreciate everybody that likes the content, whether you support it in any at all or any. Um, I think when my passion returns, everything is gonna work itself out. I feel that I'm not as passionate about this as I used to be. Um, I just don't feel appreciated, so it's just hard for me to be passionate about it. But I know I'm not as passionate about this as I used to be. You know, but we're gonna figure it out. Even if it's just gonna have to be on a different platform, we're gonna figure it out because this is what we do. We do social media, and we good at it. I've helped quite a few people. but I'm fine. But that's not never. If you ever notice, that's not really something that I talk about. Hold on, Billy Mack. If you notice, that's not really something I talk about. You don't really hear me out here talking about, yo, I help this person do this, and unless somebody else bring it up, and that's part of the conversation. Like you don't, like I don't really do that. And if you know, it sounds like you might know something. If you know, then you know. You understand what I'm saying? That's not my energy. I'm not up here trying to grandstand. I'm not up here trying to say I'm better than anybody. Yeah, I helped a couple of people. I'm happy that I helped them. I don't take it back. You understand? Not at all. I'm very happy that I was able to be of assistance to somebody. That's one of my favorite things in the world to do. And this is real talk and to God. One of my most favorite things in the world to do is to help people. Like for real, for real. So it didn't work out the way I wished it would, but I don't care. I was able to help. And I can't wait until I'm in a position where I could be a part of other people's growth. Because that's always dope. It's always dope. Nah, I'm positive. I'm positive. Shout out to St. Louis. Salute. I'm positive. I'm positive. So that's always dope. You know what I'm saying? And you could be a part of somebody else's process. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's dope. Like, I don't need to be mentioned. Like, yeah, you don't get it. Like, you know what I'm saying? But like, when I get to God, you understand what I'm saying? And they're gonna look at my deeds. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm fine. Yeah. So that's the way I look at it. You're gonna look at my deeds. You know? Out here was really like so what? Like whatever it was. He was really out here doing a good job. He was trying his best. Like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. That's how I look at it. Um so I got a question. 13 people voted. Do you think that Trenches News will be able to do blogging after testifying the FBG duck? 69%, 69% said yes, 8% said no, 23% said just here for the results. Anybody want to put in the comments why you put your particular comment? I'm curious. I'm curious. Anybody want to put why they put their particular comment? I'm curious. Yeah. But I am gonna let y'all go. We're nowhere near lunch, but I want to work on some stuff. To be honest with you, I want to work on some stuff. Um, and I gotta go pick up my other computer at some point. I think I gotta go today, probably today or tomorrow. I better go immediately. I gotta go pick up my other computer. And we're gonna probably have another computer coming. So we're over here. We're working. We're getting some stuff done. Um, everything is gonna work out. I gotta go get some new lighting. Also, we have good lighting now, but now I need studio lighting. Studio lighting. The lighting I have right now is like great. Don't get it confused. But I'm talking about for if I'm gonna do a photo shoot. I think the prosecutors are pushing for a mistrial too, Sallow How. Was you in here yesterday? Was you in here the other day when I was talking about that? I'm curious. I was talking about a condo with somebody. Was you in here? Um, it don't matter what doesn't matter with yeah, I was talking about it the other day, right? I told y'all the prosecution is pushing for a mistrial. Talking about it the other day. I be on point. I think I do. Hold on. Well, even before that, I thought they was pushing for a mistrial even before that. But yeah, she crazy. I think she's terrible. I think they put her up there to. She's just terrible. Just like the chick in the YNW Melly trial, she was terrible. I told you she was terrible. This lady's terrible too, fam. I'm gonna say something, and I know that we're not gonna say it, but there are a lot of people that got jobs that they don't deserve, and then they get exposed. She's just getting exposed. That's all. I don't know how she got the job. Maybe she got the job because she's a friend of somebody. Maybe she got her job because it was ethnic hiring. I have no idea. That happens. But she's not qualified. She's not doing a good. She's not showing that she's qualified for the position that she's currently serving. All right. She mentioned a mistrial before that happened too, didn't she? She's been mentioning a mistrial for the longest. I told y'all, I believe they messed up. And since they messed up, they need to start from scratch. So since they need to start from scratch, they need a mixed trial so they could go get a second bite at the apple. Isn't that what? I don't know. That's what I was saying, though. What do I know? What do I know? What do I know, right? What up? If you want to have the conversation, I'll stay. If we having a conversation about something, I'm going to stay. If we're not having a conversation about nothing, then I'm going to go create content. That's what I'm saying. We having a conversation about something, I'll stay. If we having a conversation, that conversation lasts 3 hours, it lasts 3 hours. But if we're not talking about nothing and we get to an hour and a half in the show, I need to go create other content. You said it don't matter. I think that the streets is okay with snitches. Do you want to understand why the streets is okay with snitches? Listen to what I'm about to tell y'all. A lot of the niggas that is the heads of these operations out here in the streets are only still out here in the streets because they snitched on a nigga that didn't make it. Are you listening? Not all, but a few. I'm not even saying most. I want y'all to go watch The Departed and really, really, really understand what was going on with freaking, what's this dude name? The guy that played the Joker in the first Batman movie. His character. All right? Watch The Departed again. I want you to really understand what was going on with his character. I forgot his name. What the heck is that guy's name? Somebody put it in the chat. What's that guy's name? The guy that plays the Joker in Jack Nicholson. Jack Nicholson. Jack Nicholson is the golfer. Jack Nicholson. I want you to go watch that show the next time you see it, at least. Really pay attention to what that character is really actually about. All right? A lot of these dudes. I'm not even saying, and some of them probably didn't snitch because they was bad people. They were just probably put in a really up in a situation by the nigga they snitched on. So there's stuff happening. You understand? So I'm not saying anybody's right or anybody is wrong. I'm just saying this shit is being more widely accepted because a lot of the people out here that are free actually snitch. Y'all just don't know. You go talk to some of them dudes that got locked up in the 80s. They'll explain it. All right? Go talk to some of the dudes that did time in the 80s. They'll explain it. Because almost every last one, most of them, how you think they was catching niggas? Anyway, I don't want to get into that. They'll talk to some dudes that been locked up in the 80s, man. They'll tell you, nah, snitches is everywhere. They'll tell you, snitches is everywhere. All these niggas is snitching. That nigga free, probably snitch. Unless you see the nigga beat that case like Hocus. Hocus 4/5 beat the case, man. Unless you see the dude beat the case, man. I'm just saying. I don't want to hear the charges was dropped when them niggas got all the evidence in the world. Anyway, in any regard. Yeah, so that's one of the reasons why I think snitching is much more. Also, most of the snitching is being done by the person that's actually going to jail. So we also live in a different time. We live in a time where the main person that's snitching is the nigga that get locked up. Like most of these dudes are just snitching on themselves. something to be mindful of. They just like, I didn't never want it to be free to begin with. Oh man. Calgon, take me away. Warden, take me away. It's crazy. This is crazy. Niggas really be bugging them. For real, for real, for real. Niggas be snitching. All these niggas is snitching. That's what it is. Niggas don't care. Niggas be knowing niggas is snitching. Like, how could y'all not think of niggas is snitch that say, I want to interview you and talk about all of your crimes? Yeah, even the ones that you didn't get caught for. How could you not think that niggas is snitch? Because somebody answer that question for me. You want a nigga want to interview you about the street business you niggas is currently doing. How you not thinking that niggas is snitch? Somebody explain that shit to me. Niggas like, yo, I want to interview you about the street business you currently doing. Or the nigga be like, yo, I want to interview you about your rap. And then you get in there and they like, yo, is any of your shit real? Is you a real street guy? Is you... Nah, fam, you come interview with me, all that shit's imaginary. None of this shit is real. Your imagination is incredible, my brother. This is weirdos, man. Now all of this shit is your imagination has got to be the most incredible thing I've ever been a part of. I appreciate you inviting me in. That song was all of the imaginations. They busy out there interviewing you and like, yo, you a real street dude. I heard your raps are all real, especially that one where you talked about beheading that lady. Your raps are all real, I heard. Especially that one you made where you said that you went inside of your ops's crib and you put some C4 on their on their water heater and blew their whole house up. No, you said all of your raps are real, man. You the realest rapper. I remember that one rap that you wrote about shooting up the cars on the highway. This is what they do. No, nigga. Your imagination is incredible. I'm very happy that you're not committing these crimes in society. But you better watch out because you know the police are gonna say that you're doing these things. Let me be quiet. Don't do crimes, by the way. Also, I don't want to hear about your crimes, just so we can be clear. I want to hear about zero of your crimes. I don't want to know about what crimes you're committing, what crimes you plan on committing. Don't commit crimes. I'm saying if you come talk to me about crimes, I'm going to tell you about all the reasons you shouldn't be doing it. So the only reason I ever talk about a crime to me is to learn about why you should not be doing the said crime. So come tell me about your crime so I could try to talk you out of it. And then, matter of fact, I don't want to know about your crime. Because then, look, I'm going to try to talk you out of it. Then some other nigga going to snitch on you. And then you're going to think it's me. Don't tell me about your crimes. I don't want to know about none of them. I don't want to know about shit you doing illegal. Yeah, screw that. Somebody else helped your situation. I don't know about no illegal shit, fam. Because then what am I gonna do when the police come to me? Even if you don't say like, even if you don't think I did it, what are you gonna do when some idiot tells the police I knew about it and then they try to say I'm helping with the conspiracy? No, nigga, don't tell me nothing. I don't want to know nothing. You know what? I want to know about them charitable services you plan on doing in the community, though. That's lit. I want to know about all of those sweaters you feel like buying from the local football teams and then giving out into the community. I want to know about that. You're gonna go purchase what 20 sweaters or 30 sweaters from the local community football team or basketball team, and then you're gonna give it out to the people in the community we can have some pride in the community. Now that's lit. I want to hear about that. Could we talk about that? Nah, I don't want to hear about how you shot that nigga. I don't really want to hear about that. But if you already went to jail and served your time and you can speak about it while now getting in trouble and also speak about it, yeah, come talk to me about it. Let's do that. Let's do that. I'm gonna let y'all go. Everybody have a beautiful day. We're gonna get to some, and I'm gonna go. Either I gotta wait until like after lunch, or I gotta run to the store like way before lunch. Yeah, it's too much. This is a real hassle. Like anyway, I'm blessed. I'm very happy to be me, and I'm blessed. Everything's gonna work its way out. It's already worked out, actually. You just can't see it currently, but it's already worked out. Shout out to that shit. With that being said, everybody, just have a blessed day. Go out there, do something worth doing. Stamp God's name on it. Like, comment, subscribe. Join the notification gang. Hashtag Bronx Bombers. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. I haven't forgotten about you. And that's all I got on this one.